We made it.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, I guess we'll give everyone a couple seconds to file in.
To file in live.
Yes.
Finally, we're back after... We had two weeks off.
Well, we took last Monday off.
Because it was Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took a Monday off.
Mm-hmm.
But today is Sunday. We're trying to switch to a Sunday.
Yeah. So I guess...
And we're together. This is the main thing.
We're finally in the same room.
And we don't need the headphones, and we're not gonna need the, I cannot hear you. No, wait, you're not talking.
Right.
So
and recordings.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, recordings and audio. We're all gonna be on the same page.
And we have
finally.
professional lights, and so we're so technologic and...
And we have good internet, I think, too.
I hope so.
Being in the same place. It makes it easier.
This is wonderful. This is
good.
great. This is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who would have thought? We're finally in the same room.
This quarantine is it's finally over for the most part.
Yeah.
I went to dinner out last night. It was amazing. I was so happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things are starting to open up.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess like technically the quarantine I guess is over. I don't know. But I think like if you're like still practice like social distancing and just be safe. Wear masks. Of course, do
like I wear the mask to go to the grocery store, and then I wear the mask, and when I do gas I put my gloves on, and I try to be aware. I wash my hands all the time still, but I just went out for dinner. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, your thing's trying to reconnect. We'll let it go.
Well,
okay, there it goes.
All right, perfect. And so do I have the internet connection?
Here, I'll turn my computer. I'll put it to sleep so that way it won't take up as much internet. That's probably my fault.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us tonight.
Yeah.
Usually we do this. We were used to do this on Monday, but now it's Sunday, and
trying to switch things up a little bit. Now that we're meeting in the same room now, it's so much easier. So I'm on Instagram Live right now too, simultaneously. And you're on Facebook. So
what's going on?
Oh, this internet. See, okay, so this is, another...
The beauty of the...
We're trying to figure it all out still. This is by no means, of course, perfect.
Can I delete this?
Sure. That's fine. Because I have it on my live, and I'll save it, and it'll all get shared.
Do you think I should do just with the LTE?
Yeah, if you
want to. Maybe it's going to go...
Maybe it'll work a little better.
Let's see.
Who knows? And you're being charged right now, so you have plenty of battery.
Let's see.
Hopefully that'll work a little bit better.
Starting live video. Let's see how it's gonna go. But we can still talk to Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, this is Sara. I haven't even said this is Sara Sasso Toolin. She's a lovely Italian dressage champion. Very accomplished. She's got her first horse show coming up in this weekend.
Yeah. Hello, Facebook. Here we're back on Facebook.
Yeah, we finally got Facebook working too. This is good.
Yeah, we were saying, this time everything is gonna work well because we are together with it, and then the internet doesn't work.
The internet still doesn't work sometimes, but
there's always something. But it's okay. We're here.
We're working through it.
We're
finally in the same room for once.
Yes.
So that's nice. Positive. Yeah.
And so we were saying that the quarantine is over here in the Dallas area, in Texas, I think in the U.S. in general.
Well, it depends on where you live. I think like there are some major cities that are still like really having a hard time, but like where we are, New York. Like California, New York, and I think Pittsburgh or somewhere in Pennsylvania. But like at least here in Texas, depending on what county and what city you live in, like we're much better off. We're not in Dallas County. So, no.
I am in Dallas
Well, you
County.
live in Dallas County.
Here we are in Collin County.
Yeah, now we're in Collin County,
so basically the quarantine, now we can, the stores are opening again, and the restaurant. I was saying last night I went to dinner out for the first time for my good Italian friend's birthday. We had a great time. It was amazing after 2 months not going out for dinner.
Yeah. And almost 3 months, I think.
Really?
I think, or I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I've lost all track of the days, but I got my hair cut finally.
Me too.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you got it cut.
I was so excited.
Yeah, so that's
with
awesome.
The mask, it was just a little different,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's just part of it. That's part of like the transition time. I think that we're all kind of experiencing, and you can't stop living your life you know, you just have to be smart, be safe, and do everything within reason.
Yeah, I know. We're saying that, like, still, you know, social distancing and just go to the grocery store and, you know...
don't be in a group of more than, like, 10 people, you know, crammed up against each other.
Or just be careful, you know, wear the mask when you go to the grocery store or just a normal store, and then just...
wash your hands.
Wash your hands all the time. I use my gloves to do gas.
Yeah, if you have gloves, wear
or
those.
to go to the bank, you know, to the ATM, I use my gloves. So it just, like, just be aware, just be careful, and...
Yeah.
You know,
learn.
We're not
learn
6 feet, by the way, but
I mean, we've been really
we're not a
safe.
Good example.
I guess right now we're not a good example, but we've both. I mean, I trust you, and like you've been safe.
Yeah,
I've been really safe. My work, like I left my house. Yeah, like so one of the first times really. Aside from going to the grocery store and helping my parents with that, like getting my hair cut and my family, we went to dinner, but we ate outside and like
me too.
Yeah, so
like in the patio.
In the patio, exactly. So
great.
yeah, we haven't really
last night we went to dinner to this Mexican restaurant. It was really good, and we were in the patio, and it was packed there was a lot of people in the patio. Then I looked inside, because inside they can only keep the 25% of the capacity of the restaurant.
Right.
So inside it was really strange, because there was like all like plastic dividing the tables.
Oh yeah, weird.
And so I was like, we're staying outside.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, and the weather has been... I mean, it's been hot, but it's been beautiful, too, at the same time. Like...
So it's easier.
Yeah. It's easier, and it's nice, so you might as well enjoy it. Being outside, you know, it's another reason to be outside, I guess. You can enjoy a nice meal, but... yeah.
But yeah, where to start today? So we had a great talk.
Yeah, a good podcast. We recorded our first podcast. Or no, we've done podcasts, I think... Two or three in the same room, but like, you know, relatively farther apart than we're sitting now.
But we filmed it today.
Yeah, but today we filmed it. We filmed, I think, our first one we did, but the video didn't turn out it didn't work or something. So
I did it, so it was terrible. Yeah.
No. Oh no, it's no one's fault. It's just like we're still trying to figure this out. We're still trying to build like habits, and now we both have our own light, which is nice.
We're so technological.
It's gonna be. We're working on that.
Yes.
Yeah, and what else new? I'm trying to think.
Well, there's not so many great things happening in the world, but in America right now. But we can talk about this a little later.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
But we can talk, I would say, let's talk about, you know, what we talk about in the podcast, because it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was great. We had a 30-minute podcast, and you're going to be able to listen to this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Google.
So Google Podcasts and Google Play, I think, are two different things, but it's on both. I know Google's trying to go through like some transition period where they're moving all the way to, I think, just Google Podcasts, but
nice.
I could be wrong. I don't know the details, but you can also... There's one more. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
and
Google. Okay, I missed Apple. Maybe that's what it was.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And YouTube. Oh, I posted on YouTube too. Even just the audio, even if I don't record a video with it, the audio's always on there.
But now there's going to be also the video that we took today.
Yep,
we made a video of the podcast, so you're going to see it on YouTube also.
Yeah.
And yeah, the podcast, we were talking basically this weekend... next
coming
week.
Weekend.
Yeah, the coming weekend. I will be going to a horse show for the first time after a long time, because it's been, my last horse show was in January. And so after 5 months. 5 months is a long time.
Almost 6, because today's the last day of May. So by the time your next show, it'll be like 6 months technically.
That's true. That's crazy.
That's a long time.
That's crazy. Because usually we never have these long breaks, you know, in our sport. But that was a really long break. But thank God I've been lucky that I could keep training and going to the barn and training in this quarantine time. But now there's a horse show next weekend. And so I told Briley, okay, mental coach Briley, help me.
Prepare me.
Prepare me, please. And so... Yeah, she gave me a lot of great ideas on what to do. And so we can share a little bit about this, because I know that I also have some students and some friends, questions and not questions, that they're following us on Facebook and Instagram. And let's talk a little bit about this. So maybe we can help more people. And I'm sure that a lot of more people, they're going to get back to their, shows, competitions,
yep,
or
activities,
you know, jobs, or whatever it is. And so, or maybe they have their kids that they're going to competitions and you know, different activities. So yeah.
We talked about a lot of good things, I think. And really, Sarah, like, I mean, I told you this in between, but you know so much more than I think you give yourself credit for. And no, seriously, but I think, and I try to tell that to, you know, no matter who I encounter, really, okay, I promise you, if you're listening or watching either of us right now, let me be the person to remind you that you have what it takes to be successful in doing whatever you want to do. You have the raw materials. It's just, how can you build and improve on those raw materials? And you already have experiences that have gotten you to where you are today. And so I think we don't realize like how important it is to, if you're gonna look back in the past, it should be to learn from it, not to like over criticize yourself or dwell on the past. But if you're going to look back on the past, look back at your successes first and foremost. What has gone well for you? How did you execute that plan? And what were the steps you already took to be successful? Because I was telling you, when it comes to preparing for the next thing, if you know what already works for you, don't change it. You know, I don't care like what any rules you're told or any advice you hear about. If it goes against what has already worked for you, don't change it. Like, it's like the idea of don't fix it if it isn't broken. Because, like, why would you do that?
That's true.
You know? So, and we also talked about mindset, I think, at least in your specific situation. I mean, you said it's been...
Growth mindset.
The growth mindset, yeah. I think adopting that, again, that's so relevant for no matter what activity you do, no matter what your job is, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to take risks. And that means risk not being perfect. Because I think a lot of athletes, or if you're like a type A personality, you want to be perfect all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that until it gets in your way. So I just kind of try to shy away from that a little bit.
And then it's scary because, you know, like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm a little bit like that. I am perfectionist and I'm very competitive and I always want to do good. I always want to, you know, get a good result or win. But then whenever, you know, something happened and you don't get to the result that you want, you feel you failed or you feel insecure. And you feel, you know, you're not good at it. But mistakes or, you know, like failure, it's just, if you see it as a good thing, you have the chance to grow.
Yeah.
Because it's if you don't fail, you'll never find the strength and the drive to work harder in what you do and fix the problems and just get better.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, because it's so much easier to give up when you fail, right? It's so much easier to do that, but the most successful people, I think, or at least the people that I follow and the people I've read about, it's, even after they've failed in the past, it's not giving up. You can't give up. When you quit is like, if you're really struggling with the idea of continuing in a sport or like you really want to quit on a good day. Don't quit on a bad day, because
I heard that.
Yeah, because you don't want to quit when you're not in the best headspace. You don't make the best decisions usually. I mean, I'm just speaking generally, of course. Maybe you make great decisions when you don't do well, but for the most part, usually you're more emotional. You're of course more upset. So, and you're limiting your own potential and living up to like as successful as you could possibly be. So, we didn't really talk about that, but I think just that idea in general, if that's something that you're thinking about and you're watching, like, I would ask you to reconsider. Yeah. But yeah, I think not giving up that comes with, you know, the journey of sports and competing.
Yeah. Don't give up. So, well, life journey.
Right? Yeah, that's just
general,
life. Yeah, that's just life.
Yeah.
But yeah, sports especially, I think.
After the down, there's always the up. Like we were saying, you know, also the other episodes, you know, you always, it's life and sport and training and, you know, everything. There's always ups and downs. And so whenever you find there's a hard moment and you feel like you're stuck, if you overcome that moment and don't giving up, then it'll get better. Mm-hmm. And so
I think the one thing that we talked about in our podcast too was like learning to enjoy the process, like falling in love with the process. That's like, we were just saying, like, that's our way of saying that and sharing that idea, because I think we don't like live in the moment as much. Like, we are always thinking of like, what do I need to do next? how do I win? How do I get the best score? What's the next thing I need to be doing? But I think staying in the moment and enjoying and finding the joy and the fun in the process. In
what we do.
Yeah, and what you do. You have to, I mean, I guess you don't have to love what you do, but I promise you'll be more successful if you do.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to challenge yourself. If that's really difficult for you, I challenge you to find the fun and the joy in whatever activity or sport you're competing in, because you'll, just by nature of that, you will be more successful. I can guarantee you.
Because you're going to give your best, because it will become more natural.
Yes.
It's not going to be something that is forced.
Right.
And so that's why I choose to ride horses, because I just love it. I was like, I have to study, and I liked studying law. It was very interesting, but it was a little forced. I don't like to just sit and study, you know. I just loved when I was on a horse. So I was like, can I work with this? I can really work.
You can make that
just
a job.
Enjoying and being on a horse and training a horse. This is gonna be just the best job ever.
Yeah.
And so I just still now just feel so lucky that I have the chance to, you know, train horses and share my knowledge with my students. And I feel like you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the definition of like living the dream. I think like you're living your dream right now, right?
I am.
Would you say that?
I feel very lucky.
Yeah. And I think, and that goes like, okay, let's say you're watching us and you're not an athlete, like that's not your thing. I think it's so true with a job too. So no matter what job or what major you pick in school, you'll find a way to make money and be successful with it if you love it. But if you're only motivated and inspired by external things like money or status or power, or it's just a good job to have, or, you know, anything that's like external, it's just gonna be a lot harder for you. I'm not saying it can't be done or you can't do that, but it's just gonna be a lot harder for you to do well, I think. And that's just me using like my sports psychology background, you know. But I think if you ask maybe anyone on the street too, I would think they would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and you kind of just gave an example of that. Especially because
you kind of have to be like, whenever you do a job or you do a sport, you have to be creative, and you have to just invent things to just do, but to, you know, to work better or perform better. And so, and it's only you that can figure that out. It's nobody, you know, the trainer can help you, it can guide you, but it always comes from you. And so if you love what you do, in a natural way, it will come out. You know, it's not going to be anything forced. It's going to be, you know, something.
It's self-driven.
Yeah.
Like it's like driving on automatic as opposed to like shifting gears and...
Yeah.
Is that a good analogy? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what came to my mind first.
But that's why, you know, it's always like, I always tell people, whenever people tell me, oh my gosh, you're so lucky, do you have any suggestion for me or my kids, you know, because you're lucky, that it's like, I do feel very lucky, but like my luck was to find a passion when I was really young and follow that passion. So for everybody, you know, that you want to succeed in life and just find, you know, something that you love, you just have to find the passion. What's your passion for first? And we all have passions.
Yeah. It's just
sometimes we're a little lazy. I felt that I was very lucky because they put me on a horse when I was 4 years old and I was just fall in love. But everybody has passions, so don't be lazy and say I do not have passions. You do have a passion. We all find things what's the thing that you enjoy the most to do? Maybe somebody tells me play video games. Okay, there's you know, there might be something also with that, you know. I have somebody that I know that is that's maybe sound a little extreme, but he's a professional video game player.
I know exactly what that is. I've heard of that.
If you want it, you can make it happen, no matter what. You know,
there's things now that you can monetize pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to like social media and YouTube and, you know, gosh, owning your own business, you can really...
You just have to...
You can find a way to do it.
You just have to find something you love or you're interested in, and
start
then
there,
just go and just believe in it.
Yeah.
Believe in it, and you know, have a vision of how you want it to be in the future, and just go for it.
Yeah,
you know?
And do everything you can to support and invest in that passion.
And it's gonna be hard. But in the moment that it's hard, just you don't have to give up. You just have to keep going. So that's the main.
And that's what we've really been doing this whole time with the whole, Instagram and Facebook. And
that's true.
I mean, that's really all we're doing too. And, it takes time. Like I have found myself where I'm a little bit discouraged sometimes, but I think, and I said this, I can't remember if I just said this now or on the podcast, but basically the idea of I have to take my own advice and just not give up. And so I share with you and you, I try and practice what I preach, I guess what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't tell you to do something if I'm not doing the same thing too. So, and I try and tell my athletes that too, which is hard, but.
And it's same for me, I always try to, what I'm saying here and what I always try to tell my friends and whenever I give an advice, is always things that I experienced and I went through and I've learned through my lifetime and through making a lot of mistakes and falling down and getting back up. I try to tell you what I felt, not what I've studied, but what I felt on my skin. And so that's, I feel like it's the best way.
Yeah, that's turning your wounds into wisdom. I heard Oprah say that once. That. I heard that's not me, that's Oprah.
Okay.
I learned that from Oprah, I'm pretty sure. So you can give her, I'll give her the credit. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's one thing to study, sit down and read a book and learn something. That's great. Don't get me wrong. That's fabulous. But like learning from actual firsthand experience, that's irreplaceable. I think that's just as much fact as, reading something from a book.
Yeah.
And I struggled with that throughout my time in grad school, actually. I don't know why. Like, this just came to me. Like, I always struggled with, like, what I read in an like a scientifically researched, study or an article. But I read so many things in school that, like, had zero, like, I did not, that's not reality. That did not happen in real life for me in terms of, like, sports. And I'm thinking, sports psychology, that's on my mind. But yeah, I think learning from experience is, like, the best, most relevant, way to learn. 'Cause studies can be flawed too, but the human experience, I think, is like, you can't argue with your own experience, right?
Yeah.
So what else did we talk about? I'm trying to think. I think we covered quite a bit in 30 minutes.
Yeah, the confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Being confident.
Yeah, confidence. Okay, I don't think I mentioned the whole seeing confidence on a scale this time, did I? I'm like,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I'll briefly touch on that and, and tell me what you think about this too, because we didn't get to talk about it like super in depth, but I like to tell the athletes that I work with, and this has been so helpful for me too, because I didn't know this as an athlete. I learned this afterwards. I kind of had my own little version of it, but how I like to, I guess, teach confidence and like help people see confidence is look at it on like a scale. So something that kind of shifts up and down from 1 being like the lowest, like I have almost no confidence, I'm not going to do this. Even just the thought of, whatever scares me, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to completely avoid it. 10 being like easy, I'll don't even have a second thought about it. I think a good way, like if you're struggling to find your inner confidence, just shooting for having more confidence than fear. So having like a 6 or a 7 on that confidence scale instead of like, 5 is directly in the middle. You have equal parts fear, equal parts confidence. I think as long as you have just a little more confidence that outweighs that fear, that'll help you immensely. That's huge. So again, shooting for like a 6 or a 7 is probably like a good place to start. You don't have to have a 10 on the confidence scale to do everything.
Yeah, because we're saying whenever you have a 10 on a confidence scale, then you're like a little careless. Yeah, you feel like I got this, but then you're not you don't care enough because you think you got it, and so something might slip out of your hands.
Yeah.
Well, if you're 6 or 7, you are confident, but you're humble. Can you say that? You're humble,
or you're aware. You're aware of what's going on still. Your instincts are still turned on, I guess.
You're aware, and so you want to, you want to do good, and so you're focused and concentrate in what you're doing, and to achieve.
Yeah.
And so Whenever you're a 10, sure. When you're very confident, you already have it on your hands. You feel like you already have it there, but but then, you know.
At that point, you almost don't have to work hard anymore.
As hard.
And so I guess maybe I should differentiate, and I don't think I said this earlier, but I'm not saying like don't work for getting a 10 on a confidence scale like ever. That's like not what I want. I'm saying in order to get over a fear, that's the goal, is just, again, that 6 or 7. But like if you want to be like automatic and like in the zone doing something and really like getting to the next level, of course shoot for the 10, 9 or 10. That's great. You know, but I'm saying when it comes to like jumping into your first horse show after 6 weeks, you don't need to be at a 10 to be successful right now, you know, but like over time, you know, you'll get there. But for right now, like if you're like in the middle of this, you know, anxiety, fear, doubt, uncertainty, shooting for like just having that confidence outweigh that fear, I think is just a good starting point. It's a good starting point.
Yeah, definitely.
But not the end all be all.
No.
So.
What were you saying that? Well, I think I really liked what you were saying about just improve every day. 1%.
Yeah. That's another thing we talked about. So we talked about growth mindset, confidence scale, and growing every day and increasing performance by 1%.
So by my training, just improving 1% every day, because you cannot have a big improvement. You cannot make a big
overnight
jump. Yeah, it's always, you know, results and improvements, they always take time. And so you want to slowly be patient. We were talking about patience, you know. It's a very extremely hard thing also for me, but it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important, and it will make the difference. Patience, calm, you know, staying calm and patient, and let the, you know, with time you will achieve. But you just have to do little steps every day. So that 1%, every day, 1% will bring you to your final destination. You know, but
because that process, I think, when you look at, we also talked about sports as a process and a journey, not a result or a destination. I mean, one day you're gonna have the time where you retire, and like that's, I guess, considered the destination when your career's over. But like the growth, that doesn't stop until the day you die. Like,
it's not like, I want to learn to get to this point. You know, you always learn. You will always be learning, and it's just it's a wonderful journey where you're learning a lot. And the main thing, I feel like, in this journey, you're learning a lot about yourself, and that's the most beautiful thing. You know, getting to know yourself, and it's great. And so,
I think not comparing yourself to other people, like, because it's everybody's journey in their sport is different.
Yeah.
I mean,
because we're all different also, you know, our approach and our awareness and our, you know, mindset, it's different. And so
and I was talking about energy, like how much, like, I guess confidence or excitement or nervousness, whatever you want to call it.
Because you were asking me, what do you think about the show coming up? And I was telling you, I'm excited. I'm so excited to go to a horse show finally.
Yeah.
But like, is it good to be excited? Or
Yeah, and that's what I told you, because some people see it, like, your version of excitement is someone else's version of being nervous. Like, I'm really nervous, I'm really scared, like, but I was telling Sarah, the same physical reactions you get, whether you're nervous or excited or however you're choosing to interpret that experience, that, like, I guess, arousal level, that's what, like, in sports psychology terms, that's what it's called, but physiologically, it's the same things going on. So, and I told Sarah the example of like of a roller coaster. If you either love roller coasters and you get really excited to go on them, or you hate them and you're like nervous and you're like, nuh-uh, not doing it. But the same physical. So when one person who's excited thinks about it, you know, their heart's beating fast. You get the butterflies. You're sweating. You feel like maybe you could pee your pants.
But it's the same feeling.
Yeah, it's the same feeling when you're nervous and you hate something and you want to run away. Like, your heart beats. You sweat. You want to pee your pants, you want to throw up, like, so butterflies, all those same things.
Like, it's the same feelings though, and somebody gets it in a bad way and somebody in a good way. Like, for me,
but it's all about how you interpret it. That's like my main message, like, to you and to, you know, whoever is listening.
It's how to interpret it. Can you change the way you interpreted things?
100%, absolutely. It's your mindset, and that's where I mentioned the growth mindset for that very reason. Someone with a growth mindset doesn't run away from feeling those things, those physiological things. It's how do they handle dealing with it? Do they see it as, I'm not ready? Or do they see it as, okay, I'm aware of what's going on, I'm prepared, this is just my body telling me I'm ready to go. it's how you see it. What do you decide? Are you going to decide to, everyone chooses, fight, flight, or freeze. I don't know if you've heard of that. Fight, flight, or freeze. So whenever you're in a really stressful situation and you're using your survival instinct. So let's say
fight. I like to. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing. It's
and that's the thing. One, I guess, isn't necessarily better than the other because it really, at the end of the day, you just want to survive. It doesn't matter what you do. But in order to not just survive but succeed in a sports scenario, you have to see it like a sports scenario like that. It's not an actual threat. It's not like a saber-toothed tiger is running towards you and going to chop you up into little pieces and eat you.
Yes.
So that's what I mean by, yes, you can interpret what's happening, because at the end of the day, okay, you can be scared. That's totally fine. Be scared. But are you going to see your fear or whatever's scaring you with your sport as something like like an actual threat? Are you actually going to die? No. I mean, and you said that in the podcast, like, even through all the failures you've gone through and where you're sitting right now, did you die? Did you not survive those moments?
That's what we were saying. Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
Whenever you think, oh my God, I have this competition, or oh my God, and you're so stressed out, and then you go to the competition and something happened and you fail, you just don't have the good result. It's just not the end of the world.
Yeah, like, okay,
let's go.
You did bad. You did terrible.
Okay, I've learned. Next time, now I know that I have to work on this, and this.
Yeah.
And maybe because I was so stressed out, I just messed up because I completely forgot my pattern and I made a mistake. And I should have done that because of the stress. So you learn.
Yeah.
So going through it, you learn. But what we were saying is that I love this quote: what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Yeah, that's great.
So everything that happens in life, in the sport life, in the work, in the home, anything. So if, bad things happen to everybody, but you just learn from those things. Mm-hmm. Don't think that is going to just make you weaker or actually is going to make you stronger, because you learn. You have to, I don't know, I feel like you have to, whenever I have a bad moment or whenever I've had a bad experience, because it happens all the time at work or I'm kind of excited because I know that, first of all, I'm learning, and I know that after this moment there's going to be a great thing. Something better will happen.
Growth mindset, everybody. That is literally the definition. Whereas the opposite of that, if you didn't do that, you could hide in a hole and, crumble and cry and see it as like, I'm a complete failure. I don't deserve to be an athlete. I'm no good. I'm never going to succeed again. Just as easily. Yeah. But so you kind of just answered your own question. Like, you can change your mindset about it.
But why a person? So like, I feel lucky that I have this mindset, and maybe because I worked on it. Maybe because I have my family that they got me, then they help me. I'm sure that you get the mindset from from your family.
So many different factors.
Like a person that is watching us, that is that kind of person that it feels like she or he is a failure because at work or in the sport he's been trying hard, but he or she cannot make it, and and so they want to just hide and I'm not good at anything. How can we help them?
Yeah, I think, so let's say, you're in that moment. This is the other thing I brought up in the podcast that I didn't bring up here yet. I think, we've done like all these things in the same day, so I'm a little bit like, what have I talked about, what have I not? But I'll say it again because it needs to be repeated. Don't quit on a bad day.
Don't give up.
Do not give up on a bad day. If you're really struggling with the idea of like, do I quit this sport? Do I quit this job? Or do I go do something else? Or should I keep going? Is this just a bad period, a bad phase? Don't quit on a bad day. I just really encourage you, finish your commitment, finish the season. Maybe for you that's a season. Maybe that's finishing what you told your teammates you would do. What did you commit to your teammates? Because especially if you're on a team, do not let your teammates down because of your own personal, struggle, situation, whatever.
Yeah.
Finish the commitment, finish what you started, and then at that point, when you're in a better headspace, when you're not negative or you're at least neutral, then make the decision, okay, it's either time to move on and do something else and redirect. You can redirect, or you can stay where you are and just tough it out and keep going and not give up. And I also don't want to say like redirecting your life is not giving up. That's a choice. It's a different choice, but I don't think that's giving up. Now, but quitting in the middle of a season or in the middle of a competition, that's giving up.
That's giving up.
And you know, in my
and don't think
opinion.
that if you change route and you go somewhere else, that it's gonna get better, because you're gonna face a moment like that where you're going to want to give up again and again and again and again. So just that's a mindset. You know?
You have to be really conscious. Like if you're gonna redirect, know why you're redirecting, not because you want to avoid or run away from whatever you're scared of. Because I can guarantee you there's a creative way that you just maybe haven't found yet to get over that fear or that challenge or whatever it is. It's just a matter of you finding it. You just maybe haven't found it yet. And that takes time. Like the whole 1% improve every day.
You just have to work on it.
It's just
results, they don't come like bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, you cannot expect to wake up one morning and be like, growth mindset, I don't need to be a perfectionist anymore. No, like it takes action steps. It takes every day, every moment. Yeah. And it's a process. You have to fall in love with the process and not be motivated by the result.
And you really want to, you have to want it badly to get better and to improve and to, if you love yourself, you want to learn this.
And that's the thing. It has to come from you. Yeah. It can't be, I mean, I'm just going again off of experience. It's really hard to ask me to do something that I don't already want to do. And I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know how you watching this feels, but from my experience, it's a lot. Change comes and success comes a lot easier when you're already intrinsically motivated, not externally motivated. Yeah. Extrinsically motivated. So that, I think we touched on that as well in the podcast.
And a lot of times, you know, people think, you know, but it doesn't make sense to me, so I don't understand it, so I just don't do it, because you might not understand it at the beginning, but just you know, just start somewhere, because we promise from our experience and from a lot of people's experience, it works. So just try to work on improving a little bit, and just every day, and just being grateful, you know, the things that we were saying, being grateful of, you know, there's always 3 things that you can be grateful for every day. A day. Even if you think, oh, today was a terrible day, you can find, I promise you can find 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe that cup of coffee in the morning, it was just amazing. Or, you know, that phone call with your mom, it was great. So, you know, a lot of things that...
Or just simply being alive and breathing clean air. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be complicated.
We should be more grateful and more aware of what's going on. Yeah. You know, in our life, inside of us, and
I think that's a good. Do we want to transition into like current events and like what's going on just a little bit? We just want to touch on it maybe a little briefly,
especially because
oh shoot, yeah,
because we have a
curfew. We have a curfew in Dallas.
I don't even know what it means. Don't ask me that. I just told her to say that. Curfew.
Yeah, no, basically that means so if you're like one of Sarah's viewers and you're Italian and you don't know what that is, or you know, if you're from anywhere, doesn't matter. A curfew basically is, at least here where we are, what our curfew means. Like, so after 7 p.m., that's the time that the state government has set, or local government has set. And they said, you just can't be outside. You can't be on the street. You can't be driving. I don't think you can drive. I don't know that, but I know you can't be like just walking around, or you could get arrested. Because it's just such a dangerous, I think they're doing it out of safety to protect people, because everything is just kind of...
Yeah, we had very unfortunate events. I think it was on Monday that everything started in Minneapolis, in the state
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yep. And so...
it's tough to talk about.
Well, it's a really hard situation with all this quarantine, and I'm sure that a lot of people have really, really suffered, even to find food for their families and kids, you know. And so... Yeah.
All these things, I think, the pandemic, that's already gotten us riled up and, you know, excited, not necessarily in a good way. And now we have, you know, just really brutal, terrible losses of Black people in our country, unfortunately. And it's honest, I will say, at least personally, it's like, it's very difficult to talk about as a white person.
Yeah, because I don't know, the one thing that it's been really hard for me to talk about in this country, it's America. I thought it was the land of the free, and the country of multiple ethnies and multiple colors. That's the beauty of America.
Yeah.
Cultures and ethnies and colors. That's the beauty. That's what makes America.
Yeah.
But since I got here, I felt that everybody is so racist, and it's really sad. Really, really sad. And but yeah, and so with these events, unfortunately, basically what happened, if you didn't look at the news, this police officer, a white, I don't even like to talk about color white, it's just like crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay,
so
but
a police officer, unfortunately,
he knelt on this guy's neck for like 9 minutes. Just ridiculous.
And so this guy, unfortunately,
and he passed
out. And so I hope they're gonna put the police officer in jail.
He's been arrested. He has been arrested.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So, but like in this situation, now there's a lot of riots, and I understand because people are angry, people are mad, and they wanna have their voice to be heard. Am I speaking good English? Okay.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But it's scary for us that we haven't done anything here. It's really scary now. In Dallas, not even in all over the U.S. now.
Yeah.
But in Dallas, they almost killed the guy last night because he was trying to defend his store. I don't know what happened.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, I saw that this guy, this store owner, well, he had a sword. So people are very you cannot fight violence with violence.
Yeah.
I just but
I think that's kind of what we wanted to end on is okay, so despite everything currently happening, the message that we want to share and portray is we are going to try and just be the change that we want to see. And I think we've always tried to be respectful and equal and fair and kind and just treat everyone nicely no matter what. One of those, it's the basic human decency, the basic code of that comes with being a human and treating everyone equally and well, not just but going out of your way to treat people well. I think that's what we really want to do, and just
be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah. Right? I think that's kind of the biggest thing that we wanted to say with all that. I mean, because this is such a complicated, multifaceted, issue. I think this isn't just one person. This is
and I hate that, that's why I don't even want to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, it's very hard to talk about. I'm sure I'm not even saying the right things.
Because everything turns out to be a political thing, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Here we're talking about human beings. We're talking about
human lives.
People, and we're just fighting and killing each other, and
so I guess what I'll say with that is this isn't us making a political statement. We're just trying we're just trying to at least acknowledge that we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna do our best to do our best. We're gonna do our best to do our best.
Yes.
I think. And
what I want to do is I'm not gonna I've never been the person that goes and do the protest, but on my side, one thing that I do good is I just want to give a smile more to a person that that I see, or whenever I walk down the street, I try to smile to people. I try to say, hi, how are you? Mm-hmm. Or I try to, if I see somebody that needs a help, I try to give a help.
Yeah.
Or,
too. So yeah, I think it's not just being nice, and of course the things I was saying before, but it's when you see things going wrong, what can we do to step in and offer some help, or I don't know.
And I feel even with this podcast or these lives that we really enjoy doing, we are just trying to bring a little light and a little smile and hope for everybody. We hope, at least. And the feedbacks that I heard, they made me really happy, because because I had a lot of people last week that they told me, Sarah, but you didn't do the podcast, you didn't do the live video on Facebook. And so I'm happy to see that that there's a lot of people watching us, and I really hope. They told me, we like your motivational talks, and they're really, inspiring, and they really help. So that's my hope, while everybody, we deal with these unfortunate situations in life, racism and everything, in a different way. What we're trying to do is just no matter your color, no matter your culture, no matter where you're from,
your background,
we just want to your background in society, whatever, no matter for us, you're a person, and we just want to try to help you to just
and you're welcome here, you're welcome. We want to make everyone feel open and comfortable and welcome.
We want to help you if you're an athlete, if you're a mom, if you're no matter what, we're just trying to bring I guess make a positive impact. And,
and now knowing that we have, I think you said you have we had hundreds of people on your Facebook. Knowing that, I still sometimes don't realize that's a lot of people that we're talking to. And that are listening to us. And so we just want to be as positive as we can, because we don't like talking about negative things, but we at least wanted to acknowledge that today. And and especially in the middle of the pandemic already,
you cannot
that's hard enough, but
this is a thing that you cannot avoid. You cannot, it's
So, but anyway, I think it's important for us to end on a positive note and just say thank you for
thank you so much for watching,
listening, and giving us this chance to talk together.
And please give us feedback, and and tell us what you think. Now we're gonna do it on Sunday, but next week I'm going to go to a horse show.
Okay.
So we have to rearrange a different time.
We'll figure it out.
And so we will let you know with the stories on Facebook or Instagram. And
we'll make it known when we'll be showing up, because I guess I forgot today.
Today was a surprise.
Yeah, today was surprise. We're back. Well, we said last week that we were coming back, but I didn't in the more recent times I didn't say anything. But we're all. It's such a weird time. No matter how you put it, it's a weird time for us, everyone.
It's really difficult. We were a little in a tough spot before starting this life, because it's a really tough situation, and we cannot talk about positive things, and we know, but and so this is life, and we just have to try to work on ourselves and be nice to people around us, and
I really think that's all we can do, and just know that we care about you, and we'll keep coming back. We're just trying to keep moving forward.
Even if you don't want us, we will be here. We will be here. If you don't listen to us, it doesn't matter. But we'll be here, because we just enjoy, sharing these things with you all. And
I'm grateful for any feedback anyone shares, and we're really happy to be doing this together, and so you'll see us next week too. At some point, we'll figure that out. I guess.
It's gonna be a surprise. No, I'm just kidding.
Sunday
I will be at the horse show, but definitely when we come back, when I come back, we will set up a day, maybe this week, and we will let you know whenever we're gonna come back. All right.
Okay.
Well, ciao a tutti. Grazie per averci ascoltato. I always have to say something in Italian.
Of course.
I have a lot of people that tells me, "Oh, I love to watch your lives. I do not understand the words,
but I love watching
love it." And I'm like, wonderful.
Go for as long as you need. Say whatever you need to say.
So, grazie e alla prossima. Non sappiamo ancora quando faremo il prossimo live, però comunque vi faremo sapere tramite un post su Facebook o su Instagram, ma torneremo ogni settimana, puntuali ogni settimana, ok? Un abbraccio a tutti e I'll see you next week. All right.
We'll both be back.
See. Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Be nice to each other.